Audio, everyone! Locity here, back in action after some grinding attraction. That's right, I grinded a whole lot. Just getting to this town, going back to it, because this was surprisingly a very hard grind to go with because I did not have all the Sailor Scouts at tippy-toppy shape. And I had to really get with it and everything. It was very annoying because I basically had to keep saving after every fight just so I wouldn't lose any progress in case they somehow surprised me. These enemies right here, the ones that we're facing, they throw this little attack move that hits everybody. And at the time, I was taking it to where I would get 100 damage. So if two of them hit in a situation where I wasn't prepared, nearly half my team would be wiped. And I was like, oh, this is fantastic. Suffice to say, I have gone down here, I got this little thing. I made a beeline towards the town there, saved there so I could grind here because, believe it or not, there's no other place to grind. Because the other places are how you visit it back then, and you'll get 8 experience over what you're supposed to usually get for other fights and whatnot. So this provided another dilemma. So I basically had to keep going back and forth doing this, and this is after the whole entire rest of the game been easy as peasies, you know? So it's a very, there's a lot of difficulty all over the place here, and as you can tell, I'm just pressing buttons right now, but there is some certain strategy that I'm sure you've seen before, and just I'm still shocked that I'm going through it effectively, because it was so hard just to get here to where they're defeating the enemies. Look how much they attack me. If I don't have it to where I defeat them immediately, I'm in for a bad time. Because I have to pay attention to each fight as if it's a boss fight. I'm just I can't do that. Not in front of the camera, not in front of any of these little things. So I'm just a little bit perplexed on the whole situation and just what exactly were they trying to do for Sailor Moon? Because I was expecting challenge later on, but to this degree where it just kind of flip-flops into just oh, why didn't you have all the Sailor Scouts shit this level? Why didn't you do all this and that? I'm just kind of what do you mean? I just got them all. So there's a lot of conventions between the RPG-ness that I'm just very on, honestly, and I want to continue on with the story, despite the fact there isn't much more story to go with. We got Chapter 4, Chapter 5. Chapter 4, I believe, is the longest one that we have to go through. We're, I think, halfway through Chapter 4. And then we have Chapter 5, which closes in everything and whatnot, so there will be a little bit bulkiness, and I had to look up, you know, when is the levels that we gotta get to in order to, face final boss status. And it looks to me like it's around 40 to 60, that you're usually gonna face the final boss. I had to look at guides and whatnot, going what levels do they have it on? Where's the little grindy spots? So I looked and I looked and I looked, and it was just so annoying. Just I didn't think it was gonna be this much for this game. I just didn't think that was gonna be the case. I'm not mad at the game for having some nuance in its battle system and whatnot and all this and that, but it's just not usual RPG nonsense. It just isn't. So I do find it super interesting and neat, and I'm just I want there to be another Sailor Moon game because there's so many cool things attached to this, and I'm just if they did it like this though. That was my main concern and everything in terms of this. Suffice to say, it's been a long trek just to get to the moment where I could just talk nonchalantly like this. I think I spent, I'm not even joking, nearly 3 hours grinding. So I don't know where this whole entire other bit piece is, because unless you've been using the same Sailor Scouts, yeah, you're gonna be stuck like that. Deluxe box. Okay. I guess that's cool. We're close to the town if you just go straight down. But boy howdy, do these enemies not care. I'm gonna have to heal Chibi Moon soon, because she takes about 30 damage each time. So I gotta hope for the best here. Takes 37, so we got like 3 more hits in us. I don't think these things go down quite as well, but they do have lower HP. So I'm just kind of like, oh, please. Let everything just work the way that it should. Cool, Chibi Moon leveled up. That's always a good thing. You should be getting less damage. As you can tell, my level's 35, 35, 34, 34, 34. I believe one of the guides said 35 is a good time to be here. But there's other surprises that I had to like look into and whatnot. I'm not even joking with the whole entire, like, I feel exasperated. I feel like I've been playing this game all day, and I have not. I've been doing a lot of other things. Doing grocery shoppings and shopping for Black Friday and doing all these little bit pieces of just like, what do you mean Thanksgiving was yesterday? That's my whole day right now. It's just kind of a situation. I'm not mad. Again, it is not a mad thing, it's just definitely like a flabbergasted situation. But I've been watching some good shows in the meantime. I pretty much brushed through all of A Man on the Inside, seasons 1 and 2, going between the grinding bits. I didn't grind all the time while watching that show, but I did a lot for season 2. So I've been all over the whole situation. It's been getting there. I would like to write a diary entry. As you can see, we went from 63 to 99, so that means we did at least 27 saves or so. Well, this will be the 27th. I wonder how many pages there were of the original manga. I wonder if we could get there. I think that'd be pretty cool. Regardless, apparently this is where the mood key dip is, so let's talk to people. If we can. Is there any of the people around? Where are you at, Buds? It's Buds and other particular chuds. No? I know I see people, but the Earth-Moon alliance should only be strengthened. Yet the verdict lies with the Earth King alone. Is that so? The Moon Princess and Prince Edmayon are quite close. So envious. Me whenever I see a pretty girl dating a guy. So envious. Like, not even at the fact that, like the girl is dating someone that's not me. I'm envious over the fact that, like, if I was a proper guy, you know, I would have a bigger dating pool and I probably would have found somebody, but no, I had to be this stupid shit that I am. So my dating pool is it definitely shrinked. And I only have so many peoples to talk to and do and dilly-dally with all that situation and whatnot. On top of the fact that, you know, most women like guys. So it's just kind of like a situation where I'm just like, oh, if only it was that easy. Seems Prince Edimon has been gone for quite some time. Is that true? Will the cabinet ministers decide to go about our alliance with the moon? Unconcerned. Why are you concerned? Why is nobody in their house? It is literally the North Pole, guys. Come on. The North Pole is one of the coldest places on the Earth. We are Earthier. Okay. What up? This is the Earth Palace. Okay, they're both doing that. Huh? Is that the Moon Princess? shouldn't you be on the moon? Sailor Moon. Over here! What's up, Luna? Is everything okay? It looks like the people in the palace know Princess Serenity. It'd be a bad idea to go inside as Sailor Moon. Right. You should use the disguise pen. Moon power! Change me into an elegant attendant! Nice. You should be okay with that. The attendant costume again? Okay. Princess Eddymon? Oh, he's off visiting the Moon Princess, of course. Busy. Fair. Beyond here, a meeting is being held about the future of the Earth-Moon Alliance. Please refrain from entering. Oh. What do we have over here? Nothing in Batocler. Hello? Keeping organized around here is a variable nightmare. Ugh. Busy. Okay. If they're both busy, who am I to judge? Let me go over here then. I want to see what's over here. Hello? There's a little thing here. What is this? Oh, what up? Seems the prince is spending time with the Moon Princess again. So these are the Heavenly Kings, yes? 5 lady warriors arrived in our lands. They claim to be searching for the Black Moon. At least that's what Sage Barrow said. The Lady Sage is so calm and wise. Truly sensible woman. Oof. Did they all get tricked into things? Sign a contract that they didn't mean to? Strange man has seen holding the rose crystal. You bringing it to the prince? The crystal's very important. Oh? What do y'all have to deal here? Prince Eddymon is away again, it seems. He left without even telling us. Alright, fair enough. He just ditches bros like that, though? That's kind of wild. That he would just ditch him like that. This is kind of not cool. He literally saw a hoe and was like, nah. Her before anybody else. What is this? Nothing? I can't even get free with the bread? With the bed thing? No sniffing on those sheets and everything? Like a little, you know? Little gunka. Alright, what do y'all have to say? Oh? What are you doing? Recently, it seems Sage Barrow has gained an odd air about her. Hope that there's nothing amiss. Oh, I wonder why that is. Well, I guess we'll never know, right? It's fine. It's whatever. It is what it is. Oh, hello. Can you keep a secret? Prince Eddymon has gone to the moon again to visit the princess. Okay. My boy is smitten. He saw those meatballs on her head and was just like, I gotta get me a sub. We've been looking up to the moon for quite some time. But I've wondered recently, is there a need? I throw my lot in with the people of the moon. Stability of our relations must continue. Well, were we to cut ties with the moon, One must consider the matter of whether we can live in peace. We must continue seeking Sage Barrel's counsel. She won't lead us astray. Oh, just yep. I'm sure she wouldn't. I agree. And we'll place our concerns regarding the comment on Barrel's soldiers. Let us turn our attention towards future dealings with the moon. Okay. I want it. I don't think we require this affiliation with the moon anymore. You wouldn't happen to be eavesdropping, would you? What am I saying? You're just an attendant. What could the king be thinking? Does he intend to... Oh, no, it couldn't be. We cannot afford to lose our alliance with the moon. Okay, but let me get those little chesticles over there. Come on. Wait, did I go in the other area? I think I did, but I'm not 100 on it. Okay, I did. It's fine. So I think we got everything solved here for the most part. It's not a lot to do. We got to see someone planning a war crime. Okay. Let's just go ahead and save, because I do not want to see that cutscene again in case I get wiped out. I don't think that would be a very good idea. I don't know why I went to the end. That's just instinct kicking in. It's fine. Just a little tired is all. Been playing nothing but Sailor Moon and hitting a button. It'd be that way. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Now it's time to see Barrel. I'm going to have her do a roll. Barrel. Roll. Okay, Snow Dancer, I'm gonna do this. And if you don't like it, it's your own fault. Rude. Why do they keep doing this to me? Tempest, Tempest, Tempest! Ain't nothing but it. Get it? Set it. Forget it. These dang snow women's always out here snowing it up. Alright, now I gotta look through these little caps because they should have like another chest somewhere, I think. Ugh. I definitely need to go back to the Earth Palace again. Cause like something's going on there. For sure. I don't feel quite sick, but like, how should I put this? Anyone ever have their lungs just feel weak? That's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. My lungs feel weak, and I feel like I can't do anything like heavy breathing and such. Boy. I am trying to breathe properly and everything. I think I just got a little bit too excited about the situations and whatnot, but it is what it is. Suffice to say, I still have not watched Sailor Moon. It's one of those situations where I keep getting distracted by another new show on Netflix, and I'm like, I'll do this first, I'll do that first. I will be assured, at some point I'll be watching Sailor Moon while I'm recording this LP, and I'll be like, I'm doing it, see? I don't know what's gonna happen though. I'm gonna be so real about that. But I don't know. I've always wanted to watch Sailor Moon, and I think I'm putting it off in the sense that, like, then I won't have that little dream of just seeing it all. Isn't that a little bit weird? be like holding off on something just because you don't want it to end. Every now and again it feels that way. But at the same time, I think about all the things that I loved and enjoyed over the years. And I just was so hesitant to like get a part of it and whatnot. And I already have so much love for Sailor Moon as a series. So really it's just a situation where I'm just like, I know I like it, you know? I know I'm gonna have a good time with it. I just keep thinking about everything else here and whatnot, and Thanksgiving came up and all this and that. It's so wild how you don't think you're that busy, and then it turns out you are that busy. And I always feel that way in that regard. Like, oh, I'm not that busy, but like I have to record, I have to like go do laundry, and I have to go do groceries, I have to go meet up my mom for this particular thing, I have to go meet a friend for this particular thing. There's a Discord call that I should get into, there should be these little places I need to go, need to post this, need to go that. It's always a situation where I get more and more busy the further away things go about. And I'm just like, how did this happen? Every time. It's just a thing that happens with you, right? I just wish that wasn't the case, where I just was able to free up more time for myself. And it's a little bit wild in the sense that, like, I definitely have more time than most, for sure. I definitely do. I know that for a fact. And, like, I'm not mad at that whole entire idea and whatnot. It's just, like, when you have more time for yourself as well, there's a certain situation where you're just like, should I be productive all the time? Should I be doing this or should I be doing that? And like every now and again, I'll get this like fever pitch to write a review. And then other times I'll be like, I can't even like look at writing reviews right now. I don't want to do that. So there's a certain muster to it that like I'm getting with writing things. But I wouldn't necessarily call myself a writer in that regard. I don't think I'm particularly good at writing to any degree of like making a story or this or that. I'm just good at complaining. That's what I'm good at doing. So I'm able to make good reviews in that regard. Great? Maybe. That's a solid maybe, but I am glad that I get some traction with the reviews that I do get. I noticed too, as of recently, this is in the 2025s here, that one of the games that I played, Magical Drop 2, has been getting a lot of traction on Tumblr, because I post my reviews on Tumblr, because, you know, it's a thing to post and everything, and I think it's a really neat situation, and I certainly have grown into my own making my Tumblr account. And I like looked suddenly out of nowhere, a post just blew up, had like 50 more notes than it usually did, and I'm like, what? Well, why? It's just a Magical Drop. It's just a little video game that like not a lot of people actually know about and whatnot. It's super cutesy, like legitimately enough. You like Sailor Moon and you like puzzle games like Puzzle Bobble, I think you're gonna really like Magical Drop. That I think is the case. But my main point being here, you never know what is gonna catch on, you know? Like that's the way that I always feel about the situation, is that I don't understand it. There's a lot of things to me that I'm just kind of like, maybe I should just do this or I should do that. And people follow trends and whatnot, and I probably would be better in terms of a Let's Play or whatnot if I followed trends, did all those kind of things. But I'm thinking to myself right now, just like kind of like, what do I want to do? What I want to play and such. I just can't always bring myself to play triple games the way most other people do. And like, I tend to forget that I do generally go against the grain regardless of the fact, because like, if you were to ask me, what's your favorite game, Lost? I would be like, oh, Ocarina of Time, 100%. Super common answer for a lot of the gaming community. I don't think so much anymore, but at its height of popularity, I was like 100% Ocarina of Time, for sure. And I don't like the sentiment that, like, people go like, oh, the first Zelda that you play is your favorite Zelda. Because the first Zelda that I played is Link's Awakening. And, like, I like the game a whole bunch. It has a certain place in my heart. But I'm always confused by this idea that people play Link to the Past and they're like, this is peak. Nothing will be ever better than this. And I'm just kind of like, the game has no story. Has absolutely no story whatsoever. How are you this way? It's confusing to me. Absolutely confusing in the sense that just like, it doesn't deserve any of the praise or hype. I just don't agree. An Amber Tiara. It just says Amber Tiara. Sure, I guess. So she could have that. I think we found everything that we need to find in these little ice caps and such, so we should be good there. I'm hoping this actually raises her defense where she's not. Is better. She's not gonna die from this fight, but she's definitely getting close. So I think we'll be fine for Chibiusa to just kind of go with it. I have been finding it very interesting that you kind of need to get all the equipment for your Sailor Scouts. Otherwise, it just kind of don't work. It's a little bit odd. Maybe this is for... Let's look at her accessories here. She has them both. From what I could tell, there's 2 accessories per person. I think Chibiusa got hers. An amber and a ribbon. Okay. No. Let me get there. Suffice to say, if Sailor Moon was probably my first RPG, I probably would hate it. Probably would have been very angry at RPGs, to be honest. There's a lot of quirks here that just don't work with it. Kind of glad they didn't bring it to the West. Now that I've experienced a few of the difficulty spikes. This is definitely a game more dedicated towards Japanese players simply because of the cultural mindset. A lot of it just has to go down to the fact that, like, I wouldn't say Americans are stupid. I don't think that's the case. Americans are impulsive, I think is the better way to put it. Japanese people, not impulsive. Not the way that Americans are. So if something doesn't go right, go their way and whatnot, I definitely feel that an American would want to quit the game and not deal with it a lot such. Well, a Japanese person, because of culture being raised and whatnot, they're a little more intuitive and persistent at finding a solution over a typical American brain. Not a knock on either cultures, to be honest. This is more of this is an observation thing. I haven't been noticing this from culture differences. Just is what it is, you know? I think it's super neat and cool when you compare cultures and such, and you're just like, that's kind of neat how people think a different way. I think this is always the case for a lot of people. I definitely feel that a lot of people kind of underestimate or even belittle other people's cultures, and I, for one, find them always fascinating. Like, I'm not exactly big into Mexican culture or even, like, things in Central America to begin with. Like, that's just not something that resonates with me, typically. But learning about, like, Aztec lore and, like, various other bit pieces about its gods and mythology and whatnot, that always gets me interested in the idea, like, what do you mean, like, this stuff was, like, going around and people were talking about it and whatnot, right? And, like, Japanese has its own myth lore, own yokai and whatnot, and, like, they have monsters that just, like, I can never even dream about. Like, a toilet ghost is a thing over there. And I'm like, what do you mean, toilet ghost? It's wild to me. It's just wild to me. But, like, I don't think a Japanese person would ever think of the Jersey Devil, you feel me? Like, it's not gonna happen. That's not gonna be a thing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? No, sorry. That is highly and incredibly American. Which is very funny because there was a Japanese cartoon, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I know I'm a little bit rambling here, but I do find it interesting that the Turtles and Sailor Moon have never, like, interacted at all, because it definitely feels like they would get along together, because they did talk to and, like, actually fought alongside the Power Rangers at one point. It's a live-action crossover. I'm that old. I remember this big old thing where they have a live-action crossover between each other. The Power Rangers and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was a live show at the time, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And they had a character named Venus, and she was the new turtle that they had that was the female turtle. Oddly enough, also in the comic books for, what you call Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes. Suffice to say, really interesting crossover, not in a way that, like, it's memorable, but in the sense that it's not. Like, I don't remember anything from that aside from, like, the Turtles being a little bit confused about the Power Rangers. That was kind of it. Kind of thinking in my head, I'm just like, okay. It was nothing. I got an all cure. Fantastic. No, let me go to the place. Let me go to the place. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. She's taking 1 damage. We can't have that. She's gonna die. She'll die. You see what I mean by, like, I have to literally, like, be at a certain level. Otherwise, exploring is gonna be a pain. Oh my gosh. This is with a lot of the older RPGs, too. And just, like, the grinding bits and whatnot. And having played some Pokemon games as recently, the older ones, especially Kanto, the Kanto region, in particular for Pokemon, kind of awful. I think it's kind of the worst region in all of Pokemon. Like, I like things in Johto, I like the stuff in Hoenn even, in terms of things. But when it comes to, like, Kanto, like, all the bad stuff is in the beginning. All the, like, terrible little bits where I have to, like, deal with this or that, it's all at the beginning. It's just like, why would you do that? And you know what, another game that does that with Pokemon is Pokemon Sun and Moon. All the badness of Sun and Moon is the very beginning. The first hour is such a bad impression of the video game. Which I think is absolutely worse comparatively. Like, Sailor Moon RPG has some bad impressions because of its various wonky difficulties and whatnot. I could get behind that in the sense that, like, you could, like, get past the part and you'll finally start enjoying it again, right? But, you know, it not the same as just, like, this is the very beginning and, like, suddenly, like, there's all these hard bosses I can't get past. So that would be a problem. And Sailor Moon gets really close to it, but it's at chapter 2 that Amy fight hits with the thing. And you're already past chapter 1, and you're like, oh yeah, I have some good progress. I think I could get through this and whatnot. Again, still a really bad boss fight, probably one of the worst boss fights ever experienced, which I'm genuinely shocked because, like, it's kind of hard to top bad boss fights that I've faced. But I guess Final Fantasy IV does have a bad boss fight, you know? Its final boss is just bad, and I don't like it. And I had to grind a lot for that, too. So yeah. Suffice to say, we finally made it past the ice caps and dealing with all this and that. We can move on to the next bit, which is Barrel's Castle. Why is it close by? I don't know. Suffice to say, everybody, thank you for watching. Sorry for the rambly bits. I just be in a talky mood. With that being said, though, like, comment, subscribe if you can. Sayonara. Bye-bye.